Ghost is not dead. Let that sink in for a moment. Everything we thought we knew about the Power universe is about to be ripped apart, flipped upside down, and rewritten before our very eyes. Because in Power Legacy Episode 1, the whispers, the rumors, the fan theories, they are all colliding into one explosive truth. Stars just dropped the trailer, and it hints at something so insane, so impossible, that fans can't stop talking. Ghost is alive, and he's coming back to claim everything that was stolen from him. But here's the kicker. He's not coming back quietly. He's not just watching from the shadows. He's returning with fire in his eyes, power in his hands, and a score to settle with the two men who changed his life forever. His son Tariq and his brother-in-arms, Tommy Egan. This isn't just another spin-off. This is war, and the entire Power universe will never be the same again. The Power Legacy trailer doesn't ease us in. It slaps us in the face with a revelation that has the whole fandom losing their minds. For years, we've debated, was Ghost really gone? Did James St. Patrick really die on that nightclub floor, betrayed by the very son he raised? And now, with just a single shadowed frame, a single glimpse of a figure too familiar to ignore, Stars has set the internet on fire. Ghost's presence in that trailer isn't a mistake. It's a message. And the message is crystal clear. Everything is about to change. Think about it. Tommy has been running Chicago, fighting bloody battles with Miguel, Claudia Flynn, Diamond, and countless traitors. Tariq has transformed into the Ghost 2.0, cold, ruthless, and fully stepping into the empire his father once built. But all this time, the ghost of Ghost himself has been haunting both of them. Every choice Tariq made, every war Tommy fought, it all traces back to James St. Patrick. And now, the trailer hints that he's been alive, watching, planning, building his own empire in silence. You know what that means? It means the moment Tariq and Tommy thought they had power under control, the man who invented the game is about to snatch it back. And let's be real, this isn't just about survival. This is personal. Tariq killed his father. That wound will never heal. The trailer shows Tariq walking into a dark room, his face stiff, his eyes burning, as if he's seen a ghost. Literally. And that's the heart-stopping moment. Ghost is alive. Can Tariq look his father in the eyes after pulling the trigger? Can he face the man whose empire he destroyed? That's not just a reunion. That's a reckoning. But it doesn't stop there. Tommy Egan is trapped in the middle of this nightmare. For Tommy, Ghost wasn't just a partner in crime. He was family, blood without the bloodline. And now, after fighting wars in Chicago, after losing Maria, after nearly losing Diamond's trust, Tommy finds himself stuck between two men who mean everything to him. But only one can stand at the top. On one side is Tariq, the kid he promised to protect, the nephew he calls family, the one who answered his call when no one else did. On the other side is Ghost, his brother, his ride or die, the man he thought he buried. And now Tommy has to choose. Does he ride with the past, or does he gamble on the future? The trailer teases this exact moment. Tommy standing between Tariq and Ghost, fists clenched, face torn with rage and confusion. Fans know Tommy doesn't forgive easily, and betrayal is a knife that cuts deep. But if Ghost is alive, and if Tariq refuses to bow down, then Tommy's loyalty becomes the deadliest weapon in the game. Because whichever side Tommy chooses, the other side is doomed. And let's not ignore the bigger picture. The Power universe thrives on enemies, and Power Legacy is about to unleash new villains. But ask yourself, what villain could possibly match Ghost, Tariq, and Tommy in their prime? This isn't about outsiders anymore. This is about family tearing itself apart. The ultimate betrayal, the ultimate fight for power, the ultimate clash of blood and loyalty. And the trailer promises exactly that. Ghost standing tall in the shadows. Tariq's eyes filled with fear and rage. Tommy torn between the two, Fans, this is not just hype. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The return of Ghost will not just shake the Power universe. It will burn it to the ground and rebuild it from ashes. The trailer for Episode 1 makes one thing clear. The dead don't stay dead in this world, and the most dangerous man is the one who rises from the grave. Tariq thought he finally stepped into his father's shoes. He thought he inherited the empire, the smarts, the street knowledge. Fans have watched him evolve from a spoiled kid into a cold strategist who no longer flinches when pulling the trigger. But here's the brutal truth. No matter how far Tariq thinks he's come, he can never escape his father's shadow. Ghost built this empire brick by brick, blood by blood, deal by deal. And if he's alive, Tariq isn't Ghost 2.0. He's just an imposter sitting on a throne that was never truly his. The trailer makes that message crystal clear. A shot of Ghost walking through a city skyline that isn't New York, isn't Chicago, it's something new. Atlanta? London? Wherever it is, he owns it. The king is alive, and he's already sitting on a new throne. And now imagine Tariq's world collapsing in a single second. The moment he realizes he never really escaped Ghost, he never really surpassed him. Instead, he has to face the terrifying possibility that his father is 10 steps ahead, like always. And you know Tariq, his pride won't let him bow down. That's why this reunion can't end in hugs. It's going to end in bullets, betrayals, and broken bloodlines. Tommy, meanwhile, is the wild card. He's the piece of the puzzle that no one can predict. Tariq trusts him, calls him Uncle Tommy, the only family he has left. But Ghost? Ghost is Tommy's heart. That's the man who pulled him up from nothing, who made him, who fought by his side for decades. The trailer cleverly shows Tommy caught between Tariq and Ghost. Two faces, two loyalties, two paths that cannot exist together. Fans know Tommy doesn't do indecision. When the time comes, he'll pick a side, and when he does, the other side will bleed. This is where the emotional core of Power Legacy hits hardest, because this isn't just another gangster story. It's about fathers and sons, brothers and betrayals, loyalty and revenge. Tariq shot his father. Can Ghost ever forgive him? Can a father ever look at the son who pulled the trigger and see anything but treachery? And if Ghost can't forgive, does that mean Tariq is forever marked as his father's enemy? This isn't just drama, it's tragedy waiting to explode. The trailer fuels the fire even more with subtle hints. Quick flashes of D-Mac and Marshall running through dark alleys, Mireya clutching Tommy's arm as if she knows the storm is coming, Brayden standing behind Tariq with his usual mix of loyalty and fear, and then, the biggest tease of them all, Ghost staring straight into the camera, his face shadowed but his voice cold and sharp. "You thought I was gone? You thought you could take what's mine?" That single line is enough to send shivers down the spine of every fan who ever doubted Ghost's fate. But the danger doesn't end with family. The trailer also suggests new enemies lurking in the shadows. A cartel connection that stretches beyond Chicago, whispers of a European syndicate, and even the possibility that old enemies like Kanan's crew could resurface. Yet none of these outside threats matter as much as the war inside the family. Because here's the truth. No cartel, no Flynn, no King Kilo could ever be as dangerous as Ghost, Tariq, and Tommy tearing each other apart. And don't forget, this isn't the Ghost we left behind. This is a man who supposedly died, a man who watched his own son betray him, a man who has been forced into hiding for years. That kind of Ghost doesn't come back weak. He comes back ruthless, unrelenting, and more dangerous than ever. The trailer shows us a man who has built a new empire in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike. And now, that moment is here. The Power Legacy trailer doesn't just hint at Ghost's survival. It sets the stage for the most dangerous showdown the Power universe has ever seen. This isn't just another twist in the saga. It's the resurrection of the man who defined the game, and his return guarantees only one thing. Blood will be spilled, alliances will crumble, and no one will leave this war untouched. We have to look deeper at what Ghost's survival really means. If James St. Patrick has been alive this whole time, hiding, building, and planning, then every single character in this universe has been living a lie. Tariq thought his greatest achievement was becoming Ghost 2.0, outsmarting cops, rivals, and even his professors, proving that he could run the streets better than anyone. But here's the truth. Tariq's whole identity was built on a false foundation. He didn't inherit a dead man's empire, he stole from a living one. Ghost is alive, and Tariq isn't the heir. He's the usurper. And when the real king returns, pretenders always pay the price. The emotional stakes are unbearable. Tariq killed his father, pulled the trigger in cold blood, believing it was the only way to escape his shadow. But imagine the psychological torment when he sees Ghost standing alive, breathing, powerful, and unforgiving. How does a son face the father he murdered? How does a killer look his victim in the eyes and not collapse under the weight of guilt? Tariq's pride won't let him bow down, but his conscience will eat him alive. This isn't just a power struggle, it's the kind of inner war that destroys a man from the inside out. And then there's Tommy. If Tariq's war with Ghost is personal, Tommy's war is nuclear. Fans know Tommy's heart. He loved Ghost like a brother. When Ghost died, a piece of Tommy died too. He carried that grief into Chicago, using violence as therapy, turning anger into survival. And just when he thought he buried the past walks back in with a vengeance. The trailer shows Tommy's face, shocked, pale, and burning with rage, as Ghost emerges from the shadows. That single image is enough to tell us what's coming, a storm of emotions that will tear Tommy apart. Because here's the thing, Tommy's loyalty has always been his greatest strength and his deadliest weakness. Tariq calls him Uncle Tommy, and Tommy promised to always be there. But Ghost? Ghost is the blood brother who pulled him into the game, the man he trusted above all. Now those loyalties collide and there's no clean way out. The trailer teases a brutal decision. Tommy standing between Tariq and Ghost, guns drawn, knowing that whichever side he picks, he'll lose a part of himself forever. Fans, this is not a choice. This is a death sentence. But the war doesn't stop with emotions. The Power Legacy trailer makes it clear. New villains are circling, smelling blood in the water. Miguel may have been Tommy's nightmare in Chicago, but this is bigger. This is about Ghost returning to a city already under his control. Maybe Atlanta, maybe London. Wherever it is, he's already got his hands on the throne. That means new enemies are already watching, waiting, ready to challenge him. And when Tariq and Tommy enter this new city, they're not walking into a fresh start. They're walking into Ghost's empire. Do you understand what that means? Ghost won't just be fighting them as family, he'll be defending his crown as king. And Ghost doesn't lose. Not to cartels, not to feds, not to traitors, and definitely not to his own blood. Now, let's talk about the supporting cast, because the trailer doesn't leave them out. We see quick flashes of D-Mac and Marshall, two young soldiers ready to prove themselves. D-Mac's loyalty to Tommy is unquestionable, but how will he react when he sees Ghost alive? Marshall, always standing by his friend, could easily get dragged into a war way above his pay grade. And then there's Maria, Tommy's girlfriend, rescued from Miguel, but now pulled into an even deadlier mess. If Ghost decides she's a weakness, she becomes a target. If Tariq sees her as leverage, she becomes a pawn. Fans know what happens to women in the Power universe. They either rise as queens or fall as casualties. Maria's future is hanging by a thread. Brayden, of course, is another wild card. Tariq's right-hand man, his brother-in-arms, the kid who brings both loyalty and recklessness. In the trailer, we see Brayden standing behind Tariq, his face twisted with fear. And you know why? Because Brayden doesn't have the stomach for this war. He's been loyal to Tariq, sure, but can he stand against Ghost? The man who created the empire Brayden's been trying to help rebuild? This war may force Brayden into a corner he's never been in before, choosing between his best friend and his own survival. And let's not forget the political side. Councilman Tate, always lurking in the shadows, always pulling strings, is rumored to return. If he's back, then we know one thing. The fight for power won't just be on the streets, it'll be in city halls and backroom deals. Ghost has always known how to manipulate politics, and if Tate stands by his side, Tariq doesn't just face his father, he faces a government machine. Now, here's the most dangerous question of all. What if Ghost didn't just survive? What if he planned this? Think about it. Ghost fakes his death, lets the world believe Tariq pulled the trigger, disappears into the shadows, and spends years building a new empire in secret. Then, just when Tariq and Tommy think they've found their rhythm, Ghost comes back, stronger, richer, and deadlier than ever. That's not just survival, that's chess. That's the Ghost we know. Always 10 steps ahead, always manipulating the board, always making sure he's the last man standing. If that's true, then this war is already over. Tariq and Tommy just don't know it yet. And here's where the emotional knife twists deepest. Forgiveness. Can Ghost forgive his son for pulling the trigger? Can Tariq forgive his father for manipulating his entire life? Can Tommy forgive Ghost for faking his death and abandoning him? The trailer doesn't answer these questions, but it teases them with every shot, every stare, every line. This isn't just a story about power, it's a story about family broken beyond repair. And that's why it hits so hard. Fans are already speculating. Some say Tariq and Ghost will never reconcile, that this season will end with father and son destroying each other. Others believe Ghost will forgive Tariq, but only after breaking him down, forcing him to prove his worth. And then there are the theories about Tommy. What if Tommy is the one who ultimately betrays them both? What if Tommy, tired of being caught between two worlds, finally decides to burn everything to the ground? The trailer leaves all possibilities open, and that's what makes it so terrifying. But no matter what path Power Legacy takes, one truth is unavoidable. Ghost's return changes everything. The streets of Chicago will never be the same. The new city, whether it's Atlanta, London, or somewhere else, will become a war zone, and the Power universe itself is about to enter its darkest, bloodiest chapter yet. This isn't just another spin-off. This isn't just fan service. This is the resurrection of the king, the clash of generations, and the ultimate test of loyalty. So, prepare yourselves. Because when Ghost steps back into the light, there's no going back. Tariq will be forced to face the father he betrayed. Tommy will be forced to choose between the past and the future, and every ally, every enemy, every soldier in the game will be forced to pick a side. And when that happens, Christmas won't just be canceled. Entire empires will be erased. This is the story the Power universe has been building toward. This is the war fans have been waiting for, and this is the moment when Ghost proves why he was always the most dangerous man alive. So, what do you think? Can Tariq ever face his father again? Will Tommy finally betray one of them? And is the world ready for Ghost's return? Let's meet in the comments, because this conversation is just getting started. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Because Power Legacy isn't just another chapter. It's the chapter that will change everything forever.